Hey guys, this is IntroducingEmy and I am doing layouts today. So this page you've probably seen, and depending on when this video goes up, you will be seeing something of this page soonish. So 702, 703, and this is probably going to be kind of boring because it's going to be a lot of me flipping around looking at my old layouts. Also, I crack my knuckles a lot on camera, or, well, not on camera, but I will be. I crack my knuckles a lot when I'm drawing, so I just don't want, if that bothers you, be aware of it, because I do it semi-frequently. Okay, and this is wrong. This shouldn't be blue yet because I'm not done with this page, but I got a little, I was highlighting what I had finished, and like when I do my layouts, I highlight in yellow, and then when I'm completely done with a page, like colored, up on the internet, everything, then I highlight it in blue. But I got a little excited and wasn't thinking and highlighted that part in blue, but it's actually not done yet. It's still in the computer online phase. I also feel overly nervous for some reason, and this is the most nervous I've felt on camera in a long time. It could be the heat though. It is raining today, but it is very warm. So the biggest thing I want to do here is I don't want to mimic 703's layout, but Rose has the leading line here. Could I do a vertical, maybe? Would that be... Let's do a vertical. Try to cut the scene a little more. Haven't done a full vertical panel with Rose in a long time. This might be a short page. Sorry I get quiet, I'm thinking how I want to do this. Let's do kind of a Dutch angle. And I'm going to show the door frame because she's like near the closet. And there's the bureau and there's like a box sitting there. But I want to show that she's standing now. Hand on the door frame like that, or something in her hand. Either a hand on her hip, this is line 99, and I think I'm gonna have it, oh, like popping out, like, oh. Nah, I don't think hand on the hip. I think hand more like reaching out or something like that. Like, oh, why'd you do that? Okay. And then Roger says, I think off camera I'll have it go. Really plan for that well, but when I go on the computer, I kind of make adjustments for all of this. Like, I'll move up. So I'll put this bubble higher up with a short tail, and then I'll have Roger off camera saying line 100, and then Rose. Have a close up on her eyes. Because Roger's reminding her of something about Hugh right here. This looks really bad. My layouts are usually not the most beautiful things. They're just like thumbnails basically. So right here she goes, a blue stain. And that is a spoken line by Rose. Maybe I'll have her blushing. And then I wanted to show, it says flashing back to a distorted memory of the roof. And the roof is the scene where Hugh got shot. So she kind of remembers that a little bit. So I want to show that she's like remembering it. I don't want to do that though. Oh, I just smeared my pen. I don't like putting in boxes, like empty boxes or boxes that are sort of like cascading, because I use those as panel transitions or like scene transitions. So like on that page there where Roger was like talking about the book cover and stuff, and then he's like, or forward, and there were like panels, like vertical panels, like right there, kind of like with her Rose like walking off out of the panel. That's sort of a scene transition. I think I did it. Yeah, then I think there were like vertical panels between Hugh and Kwazaki talking and the Rose at the bookstore. So that's something I don't like to do in the middle of a page, because it implies that I'm like transitioning to a different scene or a different shot. So maybe I could like do something like that though, and like have some kind of a cut panel in the middle here showing Rose on the roof, but like her eyes like shadowed out. So this is like something, it's kind of funny in comics, I never really thought of this before, but a lot of times when a character is remembering something, they see it in the third person, and that's just like they do that in movies and stuff too. But if they were actually like remembering something, wouldn't it be from their perspective, you know? But that's just like, so I want it to be like she has her hands out and like she's remembering like holding something on the roof, but you can't remember what it is. And then I don't have like a great way to show this stain. I don't have anything blue, do I? I just want to remember. Oh my god, do I have an actual blue pen? I found a whole bunch of blue and red and apparently one green. That must be a highlighter. Pens, and I totally forgot I had all these, and I put them in this box that I painted. I had that box and I was like, what am I going to use that box for? And then I found all those and I was like, yay! So that's the blue stain, and I want lots of blue in this part because she's talking about something blue. This pen's about dead though. I think this is a pen my mom gave me when I was a teenager. Back when Rose had her hair all shorn up. Yeah, this pen's like pretty much kicking it. Into the trash can. Okay. So, she goes, a blue stain, and then there's that, and then maybe I'll have Roger's head, like, I'll move this over, and I'll have Roger's head breaking this panel, so he's like interrupting her memory, kind of. And he's saying like he goes, or maybe it was red, I can't remember, ... So this whole thing needs to kind of come over a little more. So it gives 102. I might also have that panel interrupting, or that word balloon interrupting that. He doesn't have a suit on there, but I'm trying to show like where I want his shoulder to be. Okay. See, I really don't want her to go onto a new line here because she's kind of starting a new topic. But I do want them to like be closer together now because they kind of have to physically interact here in a scene coming up. I'll have him come over to her and maybe I'll have his hands on her shoulder or something. Something like that. And then she has this. So this will be 704. And she says 103A. My layouts are garbage, so like don't think this is what the final page will look like. And then I'm just gonna draw. Line there because this is not going to be a spread. I sometimes don't draw my line, like my center line, if it's like really distinct already that these two things are not. I didn't put that sound effect there. That might be changing when I go to edit. See, this is why I need to look at my layout before they go up online. See, there's like a sound effect right there where she's like spreading the clothes apart and it's supposed to go shh like that. And I didn't do that. I don't know, and now it makes that panel kind of a still panel where she's just like holding the clothes apart. She's not actually like doing anything. That page took so long too. I spent forever on the first panel doing the background. But anyway, so then now they're over at the closet. I'll have Roger Rose is going to be going back into the closet. This is something you're not really supposed to do in comics. You're not supposed to have verticals or horizontals that don't have something breaking them, because I forget what they call it, but it's like a false panel, because now this is actually like the molding around the closet door, because he's now like over near her and she's going back into the closet. Rose, come out of the closet. She's gonna go back into the closet, and I think I'll have the, and she says, okay, I need to move this all over. Sorry. I do this a lot where I kind of have to adjust things once I scan them into the computer. And she goes 1 of 3 B, so I'll have that word bubble coming out, and that will split this molding. One thing is I don't ink a lot of my backgrounds. It kind of depends a little bit on what I'm drawing, but I paint them, and so I think that helps to distinguish from like actual gutters where the panels are like broken apart, and then just, you know, like a piece of background, basically like a set piece. And then he says 104. By the way, for folks who've never seen my scripts before, to save me time writing in the dialogue, I just put numbers there to help break everything up. Don't want to show the interior of the closet too much because it's a closet. Like, so I think, again, this is hard because Rose is leading a lot of the dialogue, but she tends to have the secondary movements. Like, she's the one sort of like off and Roger's the one standing still, and usually it's like the other way around. Like, I would have the character who's kind of milling around being the one who's like leading all the dialogue, but she's like moving and stuff. She's like going into the closet and looking at stuff, and it's like, oh, I don't want to show her doing all that. I want to be a bum. So she says 105. And then I'll have Roger go A, B. Sometimes I have to break up my lines. Man, I really didn't want this scene going for more than 4 pages, and it's looking like it's going to be 5. I think I'm going to do a spread. Fifth page of scene. Spread to you, Klosky. Scene. Transition. I don't write very neat notes. Okay, so I think it'll be kind of a blessing in disguise if I cut it off. So if I cut this page off somewhere in here, that will leave a 5th page for this scene. See, at the end here, this is basically the end of Rose and Roger talking. And then what I can do is, spoilers, Hugh and Kwasky are nearby, and this will kind of, I can like transition with a spread, like a 2-page spread from that scene. So yeah, it's kind of like a little blessing in disguise. So this will be 706. I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but I don't want to forget. 707. Okay, let's set that aside for now. We'll come back to that. Okay, so Roger will say 106A. I hope this isn't like totally garbage of me to have characters like talking off panel all the time, but it's too boring to just show like 2 talking heads like dun, 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 you know. So then he said, then he says, red doesn't look good on a redhead. Maybe I'll do a long, oh man. You know what, screw it, move this, no, because then it's going to be like boom, boom, boom. I don't want that. I'm frustrated. But then it does show kind of like what she's doing in that closet. See, I kind of did this on page 703 and I don't want to do it again. Oh, forget it. It's 1 page of 700. That'll be kind of a boring layout. Whatever. So now this will take up this whole thing. Yeah, okay. Just having a little think. Teeny think. So then he's gonna do B, C, D. So this will be 106B, 106C. 106D gets cut off, and Rose will say A on this whole page, and that'll be the end of that page. Yeah, because she goes, but it grew back so fast. She's talking about her hair being real short last week. Look at the smugness. King Smug over here. After this little, like, scene of these two talking, there's a big, long action scene coming up, and I'm so nervous about it. I swear I've been, like, having bad dreams because of it. So then I'm gonna have like a little bit of an angle here for interest. I'm gonna have like Rose like being out of the closet, like, that looks very 60s, I don't know, that just makes me think of like Peanuts or something. I'm gonna have her add a line here. She says, but it grew back so fast, and then she doesn't really expand on that. I think what I'm gonna have her say is, but it grew back so fast, like it always does, which is important to the plot. That's going to be all part of that line now. And she's going to cut them off right there. And I'm going to have Roger, part of his face, like over here looking at her. Maybe not that close, though. Make smaller. That will be 7:05. And I think that's gonna do it because I don't want to do this spread, which will be this part right here. I don't want to do this spread. I don't have the other part of that scene printed off yet, so I'm gonna hold off on that. But now we've got this. This is all of chapter 19, by the way. So this is like the flashbacks with Phyllis and EB1 at the beginning of the... Look how scuzzy I am. Like, I knew that I wanted to do that panel, like, over 3 times, so I just wrote same. There's me as the nurse. I wasn't originally going to be the nurse, but I did it last second. There's Hugh having his freak out. There's Dave yelling at Mama in the background. There's Dawn. Look at that face. Anyway, so let me set this aside and highlight what I've done. There we go. So yeah, I need to print off the next scene because that's it. This is the page I have for this. I've kind of gotten in the habit of like waiting to print off scenes because I tend to, once I print out the whole chapter, then I'm like rereading it all the time and I'm like, oh, I should have just changed all of this, and then it's like a waste of paper. So I kind of do it in chunks and leave most of it on the computer so that I can like keep editing and stuff. And not waste the paper. But I like to, at the end of the day, have a semi-finalized. I say semi because I keep changing stuff, but I like to have a semi-finalized script where I don't need to do like huge paragraph rewrites. I like to have something to hold in my hand. Alright, so that'll be that for this video, and I will see you guys in a future layout video, and I hope this wasn't too boring. And in the comments, please let me know if you want to see something else or different, or yeah. Alright, see you guys later. Bye!